Whew, okay. Welcome back to a brand new video. It's been a couple of days since the last video. Honestly, I thought I would have a backlog of, like trailers to watch and new videos for, but I really didn't. So, here we are back on Monday, just like a little weekend break, basically. Today we are watching the very first trailer. It says official trailer here. It's only a minute long, though, for Eddington. I've been very excited for this movie ever since I kind of heard about it, really. It's a new movie from Ari Aster. He did Hereditary, Midsummer, Beau is Afraid. Although, like you have at least heard of those movies. So now it feels like, oh, he's making a new movie. Everything's gotta shift back over. Like, oh, Ari Aster's making a new movie. Okay, let's see what he's doing. Uh, a good cast in tow as well. Probably his biggest cast so far in terms of star power because Joaquin Phoenix is back in this from Beau is Afraid, but also Pedro Pascal, Austin Butler, and Emma Stone are all in this, as well as I don't remember every single name, but Deidre O'Connell, I think her name is. I think that's how you say her name. She was Oz's mother in the Penguin series, and I'm excited that she's in a movie that I think is going to be pretty big. But maybe not for the right reasons. Because I said that we don't know a lot about this. Why I think this is getting put out now is because it was just announced that this is going to premiere in competition at the Cannes Film Festival like next month. So this movie's done. It is ready to go. I don't know when it's coming out. It could say in this trailer. If not, honestly, it could say in the description. But honestly, I'll look at that when the trailer's done. I don't want to spoil the surprise if it says it. I wouldn't be surprised if it's this summer, though, because, it's premiering at Cannes, all that. But no, really the only things we know about this movie is that there was a poster that they put out for this with, like, a falling buffalo, almost, which is based on a photo that I don't remember the artist's name, but it's based on something, and it's a bunch of buffalo falling off of a cliff, and the tagline for the movie is hindsight is 2020, which there was a rumor going around, which I think is now true, that this is set during the COVID pandemic, which I think this might be the first movie to directly address COVID, at least in this way, and have an actual commentary on what was happening in America and in the world, but mostly America, in a movie. I think the closest we got was Asteroid City, but that never really said COVID by name or a pandemic by name. But just, I think watching it with that lens of what we dealt with during then is an interesting way to watch that movie. So, apparently this is directly addressing COVID. So, I don't know what that means right now. Doesn't feel like we're going to get a lot from just a minute long trailer. Maybe even if there is another trailer, I feel like we'll probably get something out of that. Okay, let's not waste any more time. Let's watch the trailer. Got this. All right, 1080p. Oh, that is auto. I'm gonna lock that into 1080p. All right, let's do this.
Of course, they keep looking at that lab in Wuhan, China. If you look at that lab in Wuhan when that was established, it was 1956.
Oh yeah.
Of course, that was the year Tom Hanks was born, the first celebrity with the virus, Mr. Sleepless in
If
Seattle.
you value your life, you should think twice. Because the people of Eddington like guns.
Oh.
It's not a coincidence. You are not a coincidence. We are not a coincidence.
And I am speaking now to deny my husband's announcement yesterday, which was false.
Eddington, New Mexico, despite its meager population, is quickly being co-opted in online circles.
I'm ready to continue leading our town.
Oh.
Fighting the pandemic and the racial and economic.
Ooh. It's very small text. Okay. Yeah, very short teaser. Okay. So, what I found interesting, I don't have a lot to say about that. So, and there's another thing that I thought about while I was watching this trailer. So, I'm just gonna let this play in the background, let it loop, just to be sure. What I think is Ari Aster has slowly been leaning away from horror. With, I mean, especially Hereditary and also Midsummer, which are both terrifying movies. There are some days where I don't know which one I prefer over the other, but they are both really scary movies. And then Beau is Afraid comes out, which I really like that movie. I thought it's an absolutely weird and just bizarre movie, but I really liked it. And that wasn't really a horror movie. It was more of like a very dark comedy. I mean, it had some horror elements in there, but I really feel like it felt a lot. I felt like a big shift away from horror, especially since people were really excited about that movie since that was the first movie that Ari Aster was doing since Midsummer, and now we have Eddington, which very much feels like a shift in the dark comedy. This doesn't even feel like a horror movie, which makes me more interested in this. I wonder if that's the intention with this teaser, to make it not seem like a horror movie. Although I will say, I know that Beau Was Afraid was very divisive. I know a lot of people that did like it, but I also know a few people that really really hated that movie. So I wonder if this is going to go in one direction or the other. And just based off this teaser alone, it feels like it's going to lean more towards Beau is Afraid than Hereditary and Midsummer. And I do enjoy Ari Aster. As much as I love his work in horror, I love the idea of him leaning more towards going in a less horror direction, especially since we are dealing with something as real and recent as COVID. So that's interesting. That's all I have to say. Yeah, no, I'm gonna be watching this very closely. And no release date, I don't think, actually. Hang on. Let me see. It just said coming soon. Does it say that in the description? Oh! July 18th. There we go. Okay. July 18th. Alright, yeah, that was the one question I needed answered, and at least I got that. Alright, Eddington looks cool. I'll see it this summer. I guess that's the end of the video.